Hi guys and welcome to Max Memos. I'm Max and I do urban photography in and around Gothenburg, Sweden. What you'll find on this channel is videos about urban photography. That can be tips and guides, gear tests and so on. If that sounds lovely to you, I'm going to be all YouTubey and say that you should click like below and subscribe. Go on, do it. And also click the bell icon to be told when I post a video next time. It would really help the channel a lot. Thanks. What I have here in my hand is a 58mm K&F Concept 8-128 variable ND filters for my Panasonic Lumix G80. I want to try this out with my photography, but I'm not supposed to. Them's the rules or something like that. And if you go to certain photography forums or website, you'll learn that if you ever break a photography rule, you're a terrible person and a failure and will never amount to anything. You should grow up and get a real job in finance or law or something like that. And this is the point where I'm actually jumping up and down in my bed, playing my air guitar and shouting, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," over and over again. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick video about the theory behind variable ND filters at a very superficial level, because on Sunday I'm posting a video where I go out and do photography with it. Look, static filters are common enough in photography, but variable ND filters are not. There are quite a few good reasons for this, and one is that static ND filters is a different technology than a variable one. With static ND filters, you buy a piece of glass with a special coating that reduces the light that passes through it to the sensor. That's all a static ND filter does. It's glass with a coating. With that piece of glass mounted to your lens, you can reduce the shutter speeds a lot while still shooting at wide apertures. With the right filter, you can get that 10 or 20 second exposure at f1.4 at high noon on a sunny day, and you can have that sweet bokeh and eat it too. Photographers love that. On the other hand, a variable ND filter is essentially two polarizing filters glued together. Polarizers solve different problems than ND filters, and you'll find photographers use polarizers to solve that problem all the time. What polarizers do is to reduce the bounce light and reflections. For instance, you're at a lake scene and you want to remove the glare and reflection bouncing off waves in the lake. That's when you screw on the polarizer. In doing so, they have the secondary effect of also reducing the light coming into the sensor. If you block certain kinds of light, you reduce the light, and hence you have an ND effect, even if that was not the purpose you were after. Now, that is an extreme summary of how it works, but it's the gist of it, and that's all you're gonna get for now. I told you this would be superficial. Am I providing good content for you yet? By putting two polarizers together and rotating one of the polarizing filters over another, you get the varying light reduction effect. And hey presto, now you have a variable ND filter. Static ND filters are therefore simple things where the quality of the glass and the quality of the coating is the only determining aspect of the quality of the resulting image. With variable ND filters, you still have to account for the quality of the glass and the quality of the coating, but now you also have to take into consideration the engineering accuracy and the variability in the angles of the light that you allow through to the sensor. There are a lot more variables that can screw up an image, and not even the best variable ND filters can completely mitigate all this. In particular, if you push any variable ND filter too far, you get a really nasty distortion effect that darkens parts of your image more than other parts, creating a hideous X-like pattern across the entire image, ruining it. Most variable ND filters suffer from this, even the expensive one, but the higher quality ones mitigate it in some form or another. That's why you see landscape photographers use static ND filters all the time, and in general, most photographers tell others to avoid variable ND filters. Videographers, however, use these things all the time, and that's why I got this. Videographers lose control of the exposure triangle because shutter speed becomes an aspect of the recording frame rate. If I film a video at 30 frames per second, I'm locked to 1/60th of a second shutter speed, and so on. I lose control over shutter speeds as a videographer, limiting my options. To control exposure, a videographer either has to compensate for losing control of the shutter speed by adjusting the ISO, or they can control the aperture. And in bright sunlight on a sunny day, a videographer often can't use the ISO to control the light because the ISO will already be at the lowest possible setting in the camera, which leaves aperture as the only adjustable setting. In essence, a videographer has no control of the depth of field, because to film in sunlight in daytime they would have to step down the aperture so far that everything from the camera operator's nose to the moon is in focus. Or you bring one of these puppies with you. If I want to film outdoors without shutter speed, I can either bring dozens and dozens of static ND filters to account for the varying light conditions, or I can bring one filter that has some caveats, like this one, like a variable ND filter. And that's why videographers use these things all the time. But I'm not primarily a videographer, I'm one out of necessity. What I'm passionate about is photography, and I only use video to share that passion here on YouTube. Therefore, because I wonder if I can use everything in photography, I was curious about if I could use these things for it, despite the rules saying I can't. I thought I'd make a quick video about it, and I took the ND filter with me to a couple of nice locations in my town and took some pictures with it, and that video will come up on Sunday. But I wanted to make this video talking a little bit about the theory behind ND filters and stuff to prepare for that more elaborate video. Do I have any insight to share about this particular ND filter? The defining aspect of it is, in summary, that it's quite good. I have no complaints about its quality, and the best part is that it's also fairly cheap, costing maybe 40-45 euros. I don't know what that is in dollars, you have to do the currency conversion yourself. Usually quality photographic gear costs a lot of money, so you have to compromise all the time. I don't feel that the compromise you make buying this brand and this filter is very large. It's a solid filter and it's worth its cost, and the cost is manageable. The quality is good, the filter handles the X-pattern distortion well by not allowing the users to push the filter too far. You can only twist the filter so far in either direction, giving you between 1 and 5 stops of light reduction. The color shifts that commonly plague these kinds of filters is negligible, and nothing you can't really fix in post. So that's it. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to give it that old thumbs up and maybe hit that subscribe button, and to paraphrase another YouTuber, click that bell icon so that you're notified on Sunday when my next video comes up. A video which won't hopefully be as dry as this one. But before you go, down in the comment section, tell us all about how you're ditching photography and going into law or finance to get that adulting thing done properly. Or tell us all about what rules you break to get your photography done. So see you next time, and in the meantime, take care of yourself. Bye bye.